My name is Alistair Cowden and I'm the Managing Director of Altona Mining, and I'm here to talk to you today about the lapsing of the Xstrata option. Many shareholders have contacted the company to ask about what it means to Altona and what our plans are now that the Xstrata option has lapsed. Our plans remain the same as they've always been. We've always intended to build this mine, either in conjunction with a partner, and that partner may be Xstrata or others. So now the company has commenced a process in conjunction with its advisors, Credit Suisse, to seek a strategic transaction where we may have a partner who aids in financing, potentially a corporate transaction where we may merge with another company who has the financial power to merge, and potentially even consider a sale of the asset should that be in the best interests of shareholders. Shareholders have asked if Xstrata provided any reasons why they did not exercise the option. Xstrata were given the opportunity to purchase at a fair market valuation determined by an independent expert and did not choose to exercise. They did not provide any reasons, and really we have no way of knowing that. I've been asked many times why Xstrata did not accept the independent expert valuation. I cannot answer that. The independent expert process was a robust and very independent process. The price remains confidential to the parties, and I'm afraid it's a matter for Xstrata why they did not accept that valuation. The path to value without Xstrata on board is now one that the company controls. In the medium term, we have the opportunity to become a very large copper producer. In Finland, we already produce around an annualised copper production rate of around 8,000 tonnes of copper a year. And from Little Eva, when developed, we could produce nearly another 40,000 tonnes of copper a year. If we can achieve that in a financially sensible way, we are a mid-tier copper producer of some significance, and that is a prize worth fighting for. You may be wondering why any company would be interested in partnering with the project given that Xstrata have pulled out. Different things have different value to different people. For whatever reason, Xstrata didn't find the asset fitted with their plans at Ernest Henry, which is some 60-70 kilometres away directly, so it's quite a long way to truck ore. For other parties, this is a significant asset. It contains 1.5 million tonnes of copper and resources. It will grow in size, and it's capable of a significant amount of production at a relatively low capital cost of 300 million for nearly 40,000 tonnes of copper. That is a strategic asset. It's also an asset that's in a first world country with mining skills. It's in Australia. It's low sovereign risk, and whilst costs are high in Australia, risks are very, very low. And mining development in this country remains a very attractive proposition. What kind of deal structure would the company prefer? Do we prefer a joint venture with a strategic partner? Do we prefer offtake and finance deal? Do we prefer M&A? Our view is we are open to any deal structure. The reason being is you just don't know what determines the best value for shareholders. We are a mining company. We prefer to be involved in mining and control our own destiny, and we believe in the long run that shareholders being exposed to an active mining company with a big production profile is a good thing, and that will always be our first aim. However, if another structure provides better value to shareholders, I being a shareholder, other shareholders, that's what we'll do. The Roseby project has been encumbered by this option arrangement with Xstrata for some 7 years. Essentially, it's missed the mining boom because the option meant that it was very difficult to deal with any party other than Xstrata. So any approach the company had, we were unable to pursue because we were unable to deal in the asset. Now, finally, we are able to pursue the asset on our own, and the company has had numerous expressions of interest in the asset and getting involved, and I'm very hopeful that once we commence a formal process of searching for a partner that will be very successful and have many options. So what sort of organisations might want to partner a project like this? Many people in Australia will be familiar with the deals that are done with Asian companies, Chinese companies, where they participate in equity in the project and to obtain offtake. For the smelters and refineries in Asia or China. That's one style of offtake. However, there are many other kinds of participants in the resource industries that are not driven by offtake. Our company is active in Europe, and we see a different style of company there from is normally seen in Australia. There are many, many different kinds of companies who are only interested in mines and mining and making money, not necessarily in offtake. There are also financially driven organizations who are interested in financing structures. There are companies who are interested in scale. There are companies interested in diversifying sovereign risk. Many, many opportunities, and we do not have a closed mind as to the kind of partner that we might find. In terms of how soon we could be in production at Roseby, the first step is to get finance. Once there is certainty in finance, our time frame to first production is around 18 to 20 months. That would be influenced to a degree by the wet season in northeast Queensland. If we can get our timing right, get finance this year and get it active on the ground this year, hopefully the wet season that coming at the end of 2013 wouldn't affect us too much at all and slow us down. I'd like to take the opportunity to just remind shareholders what sort of project we have at Roseby. The capital cost in the Little Eva study was worked out to be some $320 million. That was estimated at the peak of the mining boom. We're very hopeful that now when we revisit the study that price will come down, similarly with operating costs. But what we would get for that $320 million is a 7 million tonne per annum processing plant capable of producing around almost up to 40,000 tonnes of copper a year and 18,000 ounces of gold with an 11-year life, and the exploration potential and just simply the potential to develop and extend existing resources would mean that the ability to expand that and increase mine life is very good indeed. We have an excellent asset, and irrespective of what Xstrata have done, the asset hasn't changed. The copper is still in the ground. It's still a great asset and one that we one day will look forward to developing.